There are many ideas and storylines that Friends ultimately left aside, and one, in particular, would have changed the show, and the characters' dynamics, forever. The 1990s saw many now classic sitcoms, some of which are part of the list of best TV shows of all time, and among them is Friends. Friends had a simple premise, as it followed a group of friends formed by Chandler, Matthew Perry, Phoebe, Lisa Kudrow, Monica, Courtney Cox, Joey, Matt LeBlanc, Rachel, Jennifer Aniston, and Ross, David Schwimmer, as they navigate adulthood in New York City. However, this simplicity, along with its sense of humor, led to the show's success and legacy. Surely, some things about Friends have aged poorly, and the show spent a bit too much time focusing on the unstable relationship between Ross and Rachel, but it also gave the rest of the characters the space and development they deserved. However, this would have been very different had one storyline not been scrapped. Matt LeBlanc and Lisa Kudrow pitched a story in which Joey and Phoebe would hook up. Joey and Phoebe could have kept a big secret. Joey kisses Phoebe in Friends. A big focus throughout the entirety of Friends was the love lives of the main characters. As mentioned above, Ross and Rachel were at the front and center too many times, but Friends also followed the many ups and downs in the romantic relationships of the rest of the group. However, everything could have changed had two of them gotten together. Speaking to People in 2015, Matt LeBlanc and Lisa Kudrow opened up about their time in Friends and the stories of Joey and Phoebe. People asked why Phoebe and Joey never hooked up, as the chemistry between them was evident, with LeBlanc revealing that he and Kudrow had actually pitched that idea towards the end of the show. The idea was that Joey and Phoebe had been secretly hooking up the whole time, so they would have gone back and shot all the historical scenes, and just before everyone got it, Joey and Phoebe would have come out of a broom closet together. Luckily, the team behind Friends turned the idea down, and Phoebe and Joey remained as friends. Joey and Phoebe hooking up means that Chandler and Monica would not have happened. Friends' best couple would have never happened. Friends had two couples in the group, Ross and Rachel, who, after many breaks and more, got back together for good at the end of the show, and Monica and Chandler, who became Friends' best couple. Pairing Joey and Phoebe would have been very predictable, and it would have affected Monica and Chandler. Monica and Chandler are Friends' best couple in large part thanks to the show giving their relationship time to develop, grow, and mature, which probably wouldn't have happened had Joey and Phoebe been hooking up. Their casual relationship would have taken the spotlight, and explaining their hookups throughout the show would have been confusing and complicated. I'm so glad that the Friends writers didn't make Phoebe and Joey a thing. Phoebe and Joey are better off as best friends. Matt LeBlanc as Joey and Lisa Kudrow as Phoebe hug in Friends. As mentioned above, the chemistry between Phoebe and Joey was obvious, and they kissed a couple of times throughout Friends, but they are much better off as best friends. Not only did the writers of Friends avoid predictability by not making Phoebe and Joey a thing, but they also gave them the chance to find the right partners. Phoebe married Mike, Paul Rudd, in Friends Season 10, and Joey settled down with Alex by the end of his spin-off show, Joey. Pairing Phoebe and Joey would also have missed the point of the show, as it's ultimately about friendship, and all its main characters getting together with one of them would have changed that focus. In the end, Friends gave each of its main characters the ending they deserved. Yes, Joey needed to be the single one as he didn't have the development needed to have him settle down, and Joey and Phoebe getting together wouldn't have been fitting for either.